One Piece chapter 559. Okay, so I know some of you guys probably, a few chapters ago, probably like, man, yo, Kryptonian saying you didn't talk about Moria fighting against Jinbe. Didn't really give a fuck about it at the time. I care about it now because you have all the warlords fighting. All the warlords are mixing it up, and this is so insane, okay? Because when you have Jinbe, and he's using that salt that's in the water to stop Moria from being able to take the souls of the shadows. Moria says, alright, I'll just melt all the shadows in me. Then I'm going to take your shadow, Jinbe. And it makes sense. Pretty smart. Jinbe's using fishman karate, and he's laying hands on Moria. And Moria looks like he hadn't been hit that. Oh, wait, he has been hit that hard because Luffy got balls deep in him, okay? Like, Luffy is just like, see, Boa Hancock's my bottom bitch, but you, Jinbe, you go handle my lightweight. I can't handle that Moria guy right now. That's what's happening. Like, Luffy got his two bitches fighting each other. And just speaking of Boa Hancock, she just put her island at risk. Because when Smoker is mixing up with Luffy, Luffy's using the Gum Jet Gatling. He's laying hands on Smoker. Smoker dissipating, reforming. Luffy's like, oh, that club is made out of sea prism. I'm like, oh, we're getting a real fight with these two. This is going to be good. Luffy's still a little outmatched. Still a little outmatched. And I think it's because he hadn't fully figured out how to fight against Smoker's Devil Fruit. But he puts that club to his neck and he says, now this makes sense. That's why Dragon saved you at Lugtown. And, you know, just a reminder, you know, if you go back and watch that chapter, I think it's chapter 100, that Dragon saved Luffy. Viz writes Lugtown with an R, so I said Rugetown at the time. But this is what's key. Luffy looks like he's about to be captured again. And just how Dragon saved him, Boa Hancock saves him. So I got to have a moment of silence for my Luffy and Nami shipping, okay? Because this is where, you know, I gotta just, you know, let that shit. I'm not gonna let it sail, but, you know, I'm gonna say this. It's pretty, from a writing perspective, let's just look at the parallels here, okay? Luffy's father saves Dragon from, not Dragon, Luffy's father, Dragon, saves Luffy from Smoker. Father and son. Boa Hancock saves Luffy from Smoker. Boa Hancock declares her undying love for Luffy at this point, right in front of him, says, how dare you lay hands and try and capture the man I love. Luffy's not stupid, you know what love is. The thing is, you know, Luffy is the typical idiot shonen main protagonist. It's going to take him a while to realize what just happened here. Like, he knows what love is, but he hasn't gotten to a point where he can reciprocate it yet. He's too focused on what's going on with Ace. So, Oda's planting some seeds there. Luffy and Boa Hancock. Woo! You gotta get some water on that one. You know, Luffy. Woo! Luffy gonna have to climb up them long legs in order to make babies with Boa Hancock. Man, you lucky ass bastard. Man, I got to think for women with long legs. Like, oh. Wow. So I don't get off track here. The fact that you have Luffy, Boa Hancock, getting ready to fight Smoker, and everyone's like, oh, it's the Snake Empress. I can't believe she's fighting with Straw Hat. Look at the potential implications for that. Smoker even says it. Do you want your title of Warlord stripped? She's got to protect her island. If she does this, if she goes through with it, her island could be in trouble. Are we seeing, and again, because I said Luffy and Whitebeard, are we going to see a scenario where Luffy gets so powerful that he says, like, yeah, that island with the Amazon Lily, it's under my protection now. Leave it alone. Just how Whitebeard did with Fishman Island. Could we see something like that? Just food for thought. Food for thought, because Luffy's been built up like that. And just speaking of Whitebeard, I'm going to get to Ivankov and the whole revelation at the end about the real Kuma being dead. But, and you look at Whitebeard. Whitebeard, it's like, hey, you, red-nosed guy, Buggy's like, who has a big red nose? And it's like, oh, Buggy, he's speaking to you. You're famous. And Buggy's just milking it up like, yeah, I'm pretty famous. Yeah, we're going to go kill Whitebeard. Whitebeard, yeah, I'll take your offer. I will totally join forces with you. Whole time Whitebeard's playing the guy. And he's like, look, like him, he's nothing. Okay, true. But he says the people that are following him are pretty damn powerful. And it would be a shame if they tried to attack me. We need all the help we can get right now. And I love that because it just shows Whitebeard, again, it's a chess match. He needs all the pawns, rooks, and knights that he can get. And the end goal is Ace. And that brings me into Ace. While Ace is watching all this take place, Garp just looks over at him and says, what is it? And that's the thing. Like, when you're really in love with somebody, you know when something heavy is on their heart, on their mind, when it's weighing on them. And this is what's interesting about all of that, right? This was interesting about all of it. What you're seeing is Garp is in tune with Ace's emotional wavelength, and he knows there is a possibility that Ace is about to accept his fate, and that's exactly what happens. Ace says, I can't watch this anymore. I accept the blade that's going to execute me. And it's because Ace, I think Ace is like, if I die, maybe they'll leave. But it's too far gone. There's an outright war breaking out. You dying changes nothing. It's not going to stop the fighting. You dying will not do that. There has to be a bigger catalyst to stop all of this madness. Ace is going to lose a lot of people that he cares about. And I can totally understand it, man. I can totally understand it. I can go personal with this one, right? Like, for me, that's like if my girl got anything that was like painful, or if there was anything I could do, like how Zoro took all of Luffy's pain, I would take it on myself so she wouldn't have to suffer, right? And the worst thing that you can go through is watching the people that you love, that you care about, and in the case of Luffy, the people that are like family to you. The worst thing that can happen is to watch them suffer and then you be the cause for the suffering. And it drives you to the point where you say, I want to end my life in order to keep them alive. Because this is the thing, when you really love someone, there's no limits to what you will go through. And this is why, like, for me, I saw it with Luffy, where he watched what happened with Boa Hancock, Nico Robin, where Nico Robin was close to being taken out and killed, and he pulled her from the depths of darkness, because that's crew love right there. But now when you look at Garp, we're looking at love, okay? Garp has a love for Ace that you can't put into words. They're not blood related, but they're like family. That's like my friend Helmy. We're not blood related, but that's family. I don't want to see him suffer through anything. We're like family. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just like with my girl. They do the same thing. Like, if something happened, I'd want to drop everything in order to be there for her, and I want to make sure that she suffered through nothing. There's nothing I wouldn't do. And it's because when you've built those bonds and those relationships, it's a two-way street. They've brought something out of you. Do you really think that Garp would have, if you would have asked him, said, yeah, I'll protect the wife or the mother of a outlaw's kid and then raise that kid? No. But out of respect, he did it. But then with Ace bringing that kid up, he ends up falling in love with the kid, having love for the kid. I guess falling in love's the wrong term. Think about my girl, but he ends up falling, having the kid fall into his life, having love for the kid, raising him, seeing the kid's dreams and aspirations, having your own dreams for that child. In the same way that, like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you start speaking about a future that you would want to have with them. Like, it's the same thing. Garp wanted Ace to be a Navy man. He wanted him to be in the Navy to protect him, but he still had those dreams for him. And so to hear Ace say, man, I'll just accept the executioner's blade. And you know it's because Ace is thinking, maybe if I die, I can protect everyone. I can totally relate to what Garp's going through. You know, because, you know, like for me, you know, like I'm in my mid-20s. And, you know, I've been with my girl for a minute. And, like, one of the things that, like, we've talked about is, like, oh, well, do you want to have kids? What kind of kids do you want? A boy? Do you want a girl? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do? When you start thinking and investing emotionally like that, what ends up happening is you get sold on that bill of goods. That's why breakups and everything are so tough. Well, in this case, Garp's getting ready to go through the ultimate breakup because he thought he did everything possible to keep Ace alive. And then Ace joins the Whitebeard pirates and he says, well, Whitebeard's pretty strong. Nothing's ever going to happen to him. He'll just be an outlaw forever. He just got proven wrong. And Ace is willing to accept it. And Ace, at this point in the story, he's resigned to his fate. When you look at the descent into hell, Ace, when you get to this point, there is no more coming out. There is no more. That point of reaching out to pull someone out of the depths of despair, he's accepted and verbalized that he's ready to die. With Nico Robin is just like, yeah, well, I don't want to live. I don't want to live. And then she turned and had an about face and said, I want to live. But you can tell through her facial expressions that when she found out the Straw Hats were coming, when she was interacting with Frankie, when she met Usopp on the train, there was still something holding her there. You don't see that with Ace. Ace is drawn with an empty expression. And by extension, you're wondering what's going to happen to Garp. So I do think that they are going to try and execute Ace. I think Garp is going to try and step in some kind of way. Because Garp is with that old generation. The old generation has to die so the new generation can bloom. So, I mean, and what I want to know is how is Ace going to react when Garp does that? I think Garp's already made his mind up. Because he's just got that old man mentality about him. You know, so I think Garp puts family above anything else because he's just sitting there. And I can just speak for me, like when love makes you do crazy things. Garp is going to do something crazy. I don't know what, but he's going to do something crazy. I think it's going to be directly tied to Ace. But my chapter question to you guys, to bring it all the way back full center, is going to be about Kuma. What was your reaction when Ivankov is trying to make this passionate plea and Doflamingo's just like, did you really think that was the real Kuma? The real Kuma's been dead for a long time, you idiot. What did you think about that? I'm going to tell you what I thought about it. Said Doflamingo greatness. Oh. I don't even know he was responsible for it. I don't even know. But the fact he said it. And he's just got the coat and like that design. It's just like, mwah. I totally love that. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys.